Open the entrance to the Netherworld? As soon as Lu Qing spoke these words, everyone present was taken aback, and their blood surged with intense energy. Although the Endless Flame Alliance had been planning to enter the Netherworld for some time, the Dragon Clan was currently in seclusion, and the Grand Elder was away. If they rashly opened the entrance to the Netherworld now, the Endless Flame Alliance would still be unable to contend with the Angel Kingdom's power. What's more critical, however, is that the Supreme Elders of the Xiao clan were all in the Netherworld. Taking such an action would undoubtedly be too risky and put the Xiao clan's ancestors in a vulnerable position. Opening the entrance to the Netherworld may carry great risk, but do you think those rulers in the Netherworld are pushovers? And after countless years since the first heavenly battle, why is it that neither the power of the Angel Kingdom nor that of the center of the human realm has been able to penetrate the Netherworld? Do you really think the Angel Kingdom only has the Slaughter Angel and her 3 archangels under command? Within the Angel Kingdom, besides the angelic royal family and the Cursed Knight Order, which are not to be feared, there are also the 5 dominant angels. Among them, aside from the Slaughter Angel, do you even know who the others are? Moreover, do you understand the true foundation that allows the Angel Kingdom to stand tall over the center of the human realm? With the current power of the Endless Flame Alliance, even with 10 or 100 of them, they wouldn't stand a chance against the Angel Kingdom. Opening the entrance to the Netherworld is the only way to break the Angel Kingdom's plot. Lu Hao roared passionately, his words exposing the stakes clearly. This was the only chance for the Endless Flame Alliance, and also for Lu Hao and the others to return to the Angel Kingdom. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yin didn't immediately react. Even the 4 matriarchs beside him, the King of Beasts, Yao Ji, and other super-strong individuals were still analyzing Lu Hao's words. Even if what he said made sense, why take such an action? Lu Hao's proposal seemed to heavily favor the Endless Flame Alliance, and he, as the Son of Light, held a supreme status within the Angel Kingdom. Why would he help outsiders fight against his own kingdom? When I had those strange energies within me, the power of the Slaughter Angel appeared to be a gift, but in reality, it was secretly controlling and even distorting my mind. Currently, the internal power structure of the Angel Kingdom is unclear. Moreover, the Slaughter Angel fears the strongest beings in the Netherworld. If the entrance to the Netherworld is opened, her plan to use the Thunder Lord's life to threaten the boundless fire domain will collapse on its own. Lu Hao continued, his gaze fixed steadily on Xiao Yin. Based on past encounters and understanding of Xiao Yin, Lu Hao knew that Xiao Yin was no fool. He probably had already weighed the options in his mind, and his role here was merely to act as a catalyst. Yungu. Lu Qing gently helped Lu Hao up, then bent slightly as she turned to look at the woman beside the Demon Emperor, seemingly preparing to leave. What they say is indeed correct. My Lu clan has always been loyal to the Angel Queen, and this secret, I believe, only the Son of Light knows. I swear on my soul. Lu Yun slowly walked away from the Demon Emperor's side, taking step by step toward Lu Qing and her brother, her actions confirming the truth of her words. All the powerful members of the Endless Flame Alliance held their breath, waiting for Xiao Yan's decision. Xiao Yin gazed at Lu Hao's siblings and Lu Yun's solemn demeanor, and the wavering thoughts in his mind grew ever more resolute. The matter of the Netherworld was far too important. Originally, Xiao Yin had planned to wait for the Golden Dragon King's return and the Grand Elder's arrival. As with these 2 major figures, the chances of the Endless Flame Alliance rescuing the Xiao clan's powerful members would greatly increase. But now, with the issue of the Thunder Lord, Xiao Yan's mind was becoming increasingly conflicted. The idea of opening the entrance to the Netherworld. Smart as Xiao Yan was, how could he not know the risks? But this was the only method, and it was fraught with danger. This is the energy seal condensed by the Son of Light's power. It will help you ignore a single attack from light element Do techniques, at least those below the level of divine arts. I suppose this can be considered a form of atonement for my previous actions. Sister, let's go. Having said this, Lu Hao finally dragged his somewhat numbed body toward the outside. His goal had already been achieved, and as for Xiao Yan's decision, it was no longer their concern. Stay. The Angel Kingdom's royal family will eventually reclaim their rightful position. As for the Slaughter Angel, She will pay the price for this. At that moment, Xiao shook his head slightly. Yet, even he hadn't expected that the nature of the Son of Light would undergo such a drastic transformation over time. Hehehe. From within the crowd, the Devourer of Souls, watching Xiao boldness, slowly laughed. At present, in the ghost realm, evil energies are emanating from the entrance to the Netherworld. According to the accurate intel gathered by Xiao and the others, the extraterritorial evil clan hasn't attacked the Dragon Clan during this period because they have gathered most of their forces to assault the Netherworld. The Soul Devourer's aged eyes slowly gazed at Xiao. The Soul Devourer had watched Xiao grow and cultivate step by step, and now, Xiao strength and intellect far surpassed his own. This filled the Soul Devourer with a sense of satisfaction. These persistent spirits. Looks like there's only one way left to handle this. Hearing the voice of the Soul Devourer, a chilling, murderous aura gradually surged within Xiao smile. However, to open the passage from the Ghost Realm to the Netherworld Gate, we'll still need a key. The Soul Devourer said, Understood. Tomorrow morning, we'll depart for the Ghost Realm. As for the passage, I have my own methods. The Endless Flame Alliance and all the various factions must leave half of their forces behind to guard against any sneak attacks from the extraterritorial evil clan. One after another, rigorous orders flowed from Xiao mouth, and the journey to the Netherworld was imminent. Alliance leader is wise. At that moment, countless individuals' eyes burned with boundless madness as they roared in unison. Son of Light, are you daring enough to play a big game with me? Once all the commands had been issued, a hint of chilling madness flickered in Xiao calm eyes. No matter what past grudges he had with the Thunder Lord, that was a matter for their own people. Now that an external enemy was coming, they naturally had to unite against it. Battle Array Master, Formation Diagram? Seeing the strange flag suddenly appear in Xiao hand, Lu Hao's face trembled slightly. The demon refining cauldron contains endless chaotic power. This formation diagram has absorbed part of that energy. Once I open the Netherworld passage, I'll project it into the Angel Kingdom. I wonder if they want to use the Thunder Lord to threaten me, or if they're afraid we might rescue the Xiao clan expert sealed in the Netherworld. Xiao gaze slowly settled on Lu Hao. If the latter showed any sign of spiritual fluctuation, he would probably be instantly erased by Xiao. After all, the appearance of Lu Hao and his sister was truly baffling. What's there to be afraid of? Faced with Xiao extreme actions, Lu Hao, under the gaze of everyone, directly gripped the spatial array in his hand. His smile was filled with a sense of disregard for death. This was the perfect opportunity to eliminate the Slaughter Angel and restore the Angel Kingdom. How could Lu Hao give it up easily? With the Endless Flame Alliance's plan set, countless powerful members felt a sense of righteous courage and were ready to face death. The entire night became one of uneasy sleep. Now, the Second World War was reaching a boiling point. The battle in the Netherworld might very well become the decisive factor in determining the outcome of the war. If they lost, the Endless Flame Alliance would likely fall into irreparable ruin, and their decades of preparation would be wasted. At the headquarters of the Endless Flame Alliance, on a secluded patch of grass in the back mountains, Xiao lay leisurely, his brow furrowed as if troubled by many things. Xiao, what are you doing? At that moment, a playful and light voice sounded from behind him. Just taking a walk. Xiao stood up from the grass and looked at the graceful figure of Xun'er in the distance. He shrugged and smiled. Clearly, some of his worries were difficult to hide from this childhood friend. Thunderlord, there's no need for you to worry too much about the Netherworld situation. If it really comes to a life-or-death moment, Xun'er fluttered around Xiao like a gentle butterfly, wanting to comfort him. However, when she saw the sudden firmness in Xiao eyes, she paused. It seemed that at this moment, Xiao no longer carried any worry in his gaze. Xiao strength in the 9th reincarnation stage was indeed formidable, but when compared to the battle in the Netherworld, there was still a significant gap. The fall of the 5 emperors, the disappearance of the Xiao clan bloodline, the Thunder Lord's suspicious matters. So many things weighed on Xiao, making Xun'er feel deep sympathy. That was why she acted the way she did. Let's go, it's fine now. Looking at the kind-hearted beauty by his side, Xiao Yan's troubles slowly melted away. At this point, rather than fret about things beyond his control, it would be better to take a bold risk. In the Angel Kingdom's holy city, Your Majesty, the Thunder Lord has been captured and imprisoned in the holy city's angelic prison. However, Xiao Yan and the Grand Elder of the Xiao clan are not in the Endless Flame Alliance. What should we do? Outside the Slaughter Divine Palace, Archangel Belen leaned against the door with an extremely humble tone. Follow the plan. Once the time comes, immediately hold a public trial for the Thunder Lord. I don't believe the strong ones in the Endless Flame Alliance will be able to stay calm. If anyone dares to enter our Angel Kingdom, we'll execute them on the spot. Yes. Bang! Just as Archangel Belen had just left, a black object, covered in black threads, exploded easily within the Divine Palace. It even carried a disturbing aura that shocked the pure eyes of the Slaughter Angel. The first demon prison has been breached. Could it be that Xiao Yan and the others as the words were spoken? A slight tremor ran through the back of the throne of the Slaughter Angel. A pure white jade staff, seemingly born of the heavens, shimmered with a power capable of destroying the world. At the top of the staff, there was an exquisitely crafted angel statue, slowly standing tall. With 12 wings, like the spirit of an angel, it contained an extraordinary divine power. The fluctuations were unmistakably the force of a divine artifact. Boom! At the first demon-suppressing prison, in the ghostly Blood Valley, this already desolate and lifeless valley saw steep, craggy fissures continuously spreading, like treacherous ditches. The eerie red blood glow and faint strands of milky white light wove the fabric of this world. Suddenly, a colossal sound reverberated through the heavens and earth, exploding from the center of this Death Valley's void. Waves of chilling, evil energy surged outward, like some dark force reborn. Ha ha ha! Son of Light, Angel Queen, how could you erase my protectorate? The voice lingered, and at once, the evil energy soared, bathing the surroundings in a beam of deathly light that caused one's soul to shudder. The overwhelming dark force emanating from the speaker was at least greater than the Golden Dragon King's. Within the fissures of the Sand Valley, a woman with pale, translucent skin was slowly lying beneath the sand and stone, desperately trying to conceal her figure and aura. Behind her, several injured figures stood, each wearing silver armor, their eyes sharp and resolute like knights sworn to protect their master. Using the sand and stones for cover, the woman's beautiful eyes were filled with disbelief as she gazed at the almost pitch-black sandstorm. Amid the storm, a terrifying demonic sound echoed, and a demonic shadow trampled mercilessly upon the sands, its eyes scanning the void, seemingly searching for something. The dark, evil sandstorm, even from a distance, struck a sense of awe. Even a true ninth reincarnation stage powerhouse would struggle to survive under such force. Crack, crack. After a fruitless search, the sinister demonic sound and evil power gradually faded. Queen, Queen. The madman has truly left. With the departure of the evil aura, the knights finally began to relax. Then, one of them spoke, his voice choked with emotion. Angel, blessing. A faint glow of pure light emanated from the woman, which immediately enveloped the numerous vengeful spirits and dark creatures in the valley. As they were touched by the light, they turned to ash. The sacred light bathed the knights, healing and soothing their spirits. Yet, no matter how strong the light's blessing and restorative power were, it could not remove the marks and shackles within the knights' bodies. The extent of those bindings was something the previous Son of Light had imposed using divine techniques. Even countless knights with exceptional talent could not break free. Fortunately, this time, with the blessing of Archangel Jenny and the power of the former Son of Light, they had managed to survive. Otherwise, this group of knights, without even reaching the ninth reincarnation stage, would have been walking towards certain death. Even so, the former Son of Light had completely perished, and the Earth Protector's power had reawakened, leading to the near destruction of half the knights. The former Son of Light has fallen. All his power has been absorbed by me. But the evil spirit in the demon-suppressing prison has grown beyond the heavens. A pure white glow surrounded the woman as she weakly raised her head and spoke. That culprit! Hearing the Angel Queen's calm words, the elite leaders of the Night Order behind her grew somber, their cold, murderous intent slowly spreading. If not for the divine techniques that had bound the Night Order, how could the Angel Kingdom's royal family and Night Order have been suppressed by the Slaughter Angel? Now, the Angel Kingdom was at the mercy of the Slaughter Angel. The former Son of Light was the true cause of all this chaos. The true culprit is not him. He was controlled by a spiritual eye technique. The Angel Queen seemed to have anticipated the reaction of the knights and gently shook her head. What? Upon hearing the Angel Queen's quiet words, the powerful figures looked at each other in confusion. Slaughter. The kindness shown then has unexpectedly led the Angel Kingdom into such disaster. Since I created you, let me be the one to end this once and for all. The next morning, as the first rays of dawn broke through, the elite forces of the Endless Flame Alliance had already been prepared. After we leave, the defense of the Endless Fire Domain headquarters will be controlled by Yun Qi, Yuan Yin, Xun'er, and Mu Yingying. Even in the worst-case scenario, the army stationed here will be strong enough to resist any attack. This is a critical matter. Only those of us need to follow. No one else is required. The moment the voice fell, a force made up of elite warriors, all at least at the 9th reincarnation stage, slowly headed toward the Ghost Realm. Yun Qi sis, do you think they will succeed? Watching Xiao Yin and the others leave, the girls huddled together. Yuan Yin couldn't help but raise her head, looking at Yun Qi, who wore a complex expression, and asked, "He won't die so easily. This world still needs him." For some reason, every time Yun Qi got close to Xiao Yan's aura, she would mutter to herself in a strange, cryptic tone, "Teacher, we will return safely. Senior Xiao Tianming is also going to help you. Bless us." Duan Qifei followed the army, her palms slowly pressed together, then placed over her chest as she silently prayed. The group moved in a grand procession toward the Ghost Realm. In just a little over a quarter of an hour, the army had fully arrived at the Ghost Realm's territory. Boom, boom, boom. Originally concealed within the ferocious Soul Domain, a region connecting to the entrance of the Netherworld, thick waves of evil energy surged from a crack, wreaking havoc. The terrifying power shook the sky and earth, turning what was once a prosperous city into a desolate wasteland. This is the entrance to the Netherworld. Energy waves have been spilling out nonstop in recent days, injuring hundreds of our brothers. Sensing Xiao Yan's army's arrival, Xiao Zifan, leading the Xiao clan's protectors along with the 10 Yama kings, dragged their battered bodies to face Xiao Yan. Behind them was the Nethermouth, sealed by countless layers of ancient power. No matter how they probed, they couldn't find a flaw. You've worked hard. You all retreat to the Ghost Realm for now. Also, this area has been tainted by evil energy. A mere 1,000-meter exclusion zone won't be enough. Duan Qifei, this is your territory. Have your subordinates retreat 10,000 miles away. Within 10,000 miles, no living beings should remain. Looking at the conspicuous, terrifying evil portal, Xiao Yan's voice grew unusually serious. To open the Netherworld entrance, a key was required, and that key resided within him. What had once been a hole the size of a whale's mouth had, with the surge of energy, transformed into a chilling abyss. Retreat 10,000 miles, could that be? Faced with Xiao Yan's command, Duan Qifei slowly shook her head. After all, she had never been in combat at the 9th reincarnation stage and couldn't understand the earth-shattering power it entailed. Let's follow the Alliance leader's orders. The situation is likely more dangerous than we imagined. A shadow of death loomed over the elite forces of the Endless Flame Alliance, and Yaoji also nodded slowly, smiling at Duan Qifei. Flame God's Cauldron, Imperial Flame Ring, the blood of the Xiao clan. Boom. 3 dazzling waves of energy rippled through the void. Wherever they passed, space itself began to peel away. Within that void, an unbreakable black lock suddenly released chaotic power, like a huge crack giving birth to a black hole that was deep and endless. Everyone watched as, within the crumbling space, the chaotic black hole gradually expanded from its initial size of several dozen feet to a massive gap that could swallow the heavens and devour the earth. Even the king of beasts and others couldn't help but feel their spirits tremble. Netherworld in trance. At this moment, as the dark material and evil energy surged from the chaotic black hole like a tidal wave, Yao Ji's calm gaze suddenly deepened. From her understanding of the Holy King would protect the Xiao clan. So the journey to the Netherworld was imminent. The king of beasts Wenlin, the ancient Jade Qilin Yu Rushuang, the two matriarchs, the monster realm, the demon realm, and others all stared in shock at the chaotic black hole. Their pupils reflected deep astonishment as they couldn't believe their eyes. The twisted void began to collapse, and the evil energy pouring out of the black hole seemed to be driven and hunted by dark matter. Any powerful being that came into contact with the dark material felt the rebirth of their power of reincarnation bubbling within them. Sacred flame. Demonic breath. Two protective forces instantly detached from Xiao Yin and enveloped the elite warriors behind him. This battle can't be compensated by numbers. It could be a fight for our lives. Poof! As the words fell, Xiao Yin, with the two girls, was the first to leap into the black hole. Inside the chaotic black hole, the void had already collapsed, and even the heavens and earth had sunk into oblivion. Despite the gap-like entrance, it was clear that the Netherworld had already been completely occupied by the army of undead and the extraterritorial evil clan. Within the Netherworld, foul-smelling rainwater poured endlessly, as if an unprecedented war of heaven and earth had broken out. I am curious, why have the Xiao clan's warriors been dormant for so long? The king of beasts and his partner exchanged a glance before a dazzling aura of demonic energy spread throughout the air. In the demon realm, the demon emperor, Lu Yun, and Xian Yi. In the celestial realm, Chang'e, his majesty. In the ghost realm, the devourer of souls, Duan Qifei. The master of the sword domain, the devourer spirit king, and others. Over 80% of the Endless Flame Alliance's combat strength was now devoted to the Netherworld war. They knew this was a high-stakes gamble. If they won, neither the center of the human realm nor the angel kingdom could suppress the Endless Flame Alliance. If they lost, the outcome was obvious. In the angel kingdom, the holy city. Ha ha ha. Slaughter angel, you were wise for a lifetime, but foolish for a moment. Lu Hao rose into the air. His aura, unique to the Son of Light, surged alongside the wings of an angel. He immediately unleashed the formation Xiao Yin had provided. Within the formation was every movement Xiao Yin and his group had made before. Now, in the ferocious soul domain, the earth beneath them had fallen an uncountable distance. The chaotic black hole, like a tear in the sky, slowly widened, resembling an entrance to hell, terrifying beyond imagination. Netherworld, the entrance to the Netherworld? These ants deserve to die 1,000 deaths. In that moment, as the slaughter angel witnessed the scene unfolding through the formation, the furious roar of the slaughter angel resonated like divine blades, capable of erasing Lu Hao, who was barely entering the reincarnation realm hundreds of times over. But just as the fury tried to obliterate Lu Hao, a strange figure flashed, and it was as if the figure had appeared out of nowhere, rescuing Lu Hao and his sister. The aura exuded was not to be underestimated. That girl's aura. Something's off. The slaughter angel slowly rose from the divine throne in the divine palace, eyes filled with a maddening killing intent. Belen, you and Ares, take my personal guard and head to the Netherworld. You must stop the Endless Flame Alliance from saving the powerful members of the Xiao clan.
Yes.
Meanwhile, at the center of the human realm, although the Realm Lord was in seclusion and had not made an appearance, the Deputy Realm Lord, the Son of God, led the elite forces of the human realm center, swiftly heading towards the Netherworld. The battle in the Netherworld was no small matter. If the Endless Flame Alliance succeeded, the despicable actions of the human realm center and the angel kingdom would be fully exposed for all to see. The most concerning thing was the terrifying presence of the several land-dominating rulers within the Netherworld. A crowd surged forward, dozens of people leaving the Ghost Realm and stepping into the Netherworld to begin the Netherworld War. This battle's danger was self-evident, but it was a fight that had to be fought. The dim sky, the silent void, the damp ground, the cold winds howling. It felt like stepping into the Netherworld, where all fears and uncertainties in their minds magnified. The howls of ghosts and wolves, the rushing of countless evils, and the soul-shaking sounds of death echoed from this utterly dark void. On the damp ground, there were pools of thick, unidentifiable liquid, like venomous fluids capable of deadly harm. This scene was a vivid portrayal of the most hellish place. Despair, hatred, countless resentments howled and scattered, sending a chilling sense of unease throughout everyone's hearts. Their limbs trembled, their scalps tingled, and even the flow of reincarnation power within their bodies slowed to a crawl. Upon first entering the Netherworld, they hadn't even made a move yet, and were already severely restricted. Without the protection of Xiao Yan's demonic breath and sacred flame, anyone below the 8th reincarnation stage would have turned to dust, and even the 8th reincarnation stage experts felt their bodies tightening. Only a few at the 9th reincarnation stage could resist the pressure with minimal effect. Boom. Boom. Just as everyone was about to move, the damp ground suddenly cracked open, and a deathly aura, beyond anything they could comprehend, surged toward them at high speed. Tap, tap, tap. As the strange energy surged rapidly and approached Xiao Yan and the others, Xiao Yan's demonic power exploded with a chilling force, causing the deathly aura beneath the cracked ground to slowly dissipate. After the battle with the Dragon Clan, his demonic power had been overtaxed and could not be used again for a while, severely limiting Xiao Yan's strength. However, once they stepped into the Netherworld, Xiao Yan had a strange feeling that his demonic power resembled certain forces within the Netherworld itself. As the crisis was just barely averted, the group looked up. The dark Netherworld was now riddled with holes, showing clear signs of a devastating battle. Besides the ominous battlefields, at the center of the Netherworld's void stood a massive wall stretching for thousands of miles, adorned with countless ancient patterns. Evil forces continuously slammed against it, attempting to break this lock. Beyond this indestructible wall was an indescribable, illusory nether city. The ground was littered with countless corpses and bones, piled high like mountains. The air was thick with the stench of undead breath and evil power, creating an eerie silence that seemed even more terrifying than the true Xun'er hell. A cold, deathly aura pervaded the atmosphere, distorting everything in sight. The pressure of this overwhelming power weighed heavily on everyone's hearts and minds. Under such suppression, it was no easy feat to even maintain the flow of one's reincarnation power, let alone engage in battle. Move! Xiao Yan's command rang out, and the elite team of the Boundless Flame Alliance sped towards the city walls of the Netherworld city. Though the distance seemed short, their movement was agonizingly slow, indicating that it would take considerable time to cover. Along the way, ferocious undead surged out, attempting to attack Xiao Yan and the others. But the moment they got close, Xiao Yan's demon power swept them away, as if his power held immense authority in the Netherworld. Xiao Yan, guided by the demon power within him, seemed to see chilling images from the deathly aura around him, as though he were witnessing the very events that had unfolded here. The war in the Netherworld had started with an invasion from the extraterritorial evil clan. Memories and visions from the lingering energy in the air brought vivid images of the battle to Xiao Yan's mind. Just days earlier, the extraterritorial evil clan had torn through the void and launched a swift invasion of the Netherworld. Heh. The Netherworld indeed enhances the strength of us extraterritorial beings immensely, a voice sneered. So this is the so-called Netherworld? This time, with our forces gathered, the conquest of the Netherworld is certain. The invasion forces of the extraterritorial evil clan had shattered the Netherworld rift, and from their blackened ranks came a constant cacophony of noise. At the forefront of this army stood several figures, cloaked in black robes, gazing distantly at the vast expanse of the Netherworld. 6 shadowy figures. Their presence alone struck fear into the hearts of all who sensed it. The ground of the Netherworld cracked open, the undead began to stir, and a chilling, deathly aura filled the air, tainting even the void with darkness. Seeing the current state of the Netherworld, the 6 shadowy figures knew that the ruler of the Netherworld had already sensed their arrival. Grumble, grumble. The ground trembled, and the earth-shaking sounds of undead creatures echoed like a dimensional storm. The forces of the extraterritorial evil clan were surrounded by an endless swarm of undead crawling from the shattered ground, as the void itself began to darken with malevolent power. At last, they've arrived? Among the leaders of the extraterritorial evil army, a voice suddenly spoke, filled with a long-awaited urgency and desire. To them, the Netherworld seemed like nothing more than a prize awaiting their grasp. Leave now, or any trespasser in the Netherworld shall be executed without mercy. The chaotic noise and deadly silence did not last long. Suddenly, the barren void warped, and a cold, emotionless voice spread from the dark recesses of the void. As the voice fell, countless undead creatures locked their gazes on the extraterritorial evil army in midair. The Netherworld was their final resting place, and they would never allow these filthy invaders to defile it. You are neither the Nether King nor the Darkness King. Let them come out and face me. After all, your strength is too insignificant. After a brief silence, a calm voice responded from within the evil army. Even though the source of the voice remained hidden in the void, the leaders of the extraterritorial evil army immediately recognized the strength of the opponent. The one who spoke was likely at the 9th reincarnation stage. Their strength? From the warped void, 2 figures emerged, surrounded by dark matter. But as their eyes locked onto the leaders of the evil army, an unsettling feeling began to seep through. The 6 leaders were no ordinary foes. Among them, 2 figures emitted waves of despairing power from their black robes. They were here for the Nether King, or perhaps they were here for the Xiao clan. Within the Netherworld, chaos and war were closing in. The flames of battle and disaster were rapidly approaching. On the darkened, cursed land, dense swarms of undead creatures lay silently, their presence causing the very earth to tremble. The native undead of the Netherworld were a sight to behold. Among the 6 leaders of the evil army, 2 slowly stepped forward. A chilling smile gradually spread from beneath their black robes, releasing a wave of unsettling energy that seeped out from the darkness. As the 2 moved, 2 shadowy figures, cloaked in darkness, began to materialize in the void. The Hell Realm, Death God, Angel Kingdom, King of Fallen Angels. To think you 2 are still alive? The 2 evil clan experts gazed at the illusory figures shrouded in darkness from a distance, their voices filled with surprise, yet tinged with a faint, oppressive aura. For them, the Hell Realm and the Death God were old rivals from the First Heavenly War. Back then, the latter's strength had barely entered the 6th reincarnation stage, only serving as a pillar for the Great Thousand Worlds. Now, however, the Death God's power had expanded to the 9th reincarnation stage. Though still at the early phase, it was enough to surprise the 2 of them. It seemed the Death God had encountered fortunate opportunities in the Netherworld. As for the King of Fallen Angels standing nearby, while outsiders knew little about his true background, the core leaders of the evil clan were well aware. He was once one of the Golden Radiance Knights of the Angel Kingdom's Knight Order, his strength having reached the half-step 9th reincarnation stage. His intelligence and talent had allowed him to eliminate several 9-fold reincarnation experts who had threatened the Angel Kingdom. He had earned the affection of the previous Angel Queen during his long years of service. In secret, they had married, and rumors suggested the Queen was even pregnant at the time, though the outcome was never clear. Later, at the end of the First Heavenly War, the Angel Queen had attempted to fully inherit the angel soul to gain the power to heal and save the beings tainted by the evil clan. However, a cataclysm struck the old angelic holy city. Power struggles and massacres followed, with the angel soul being replaced. The King of Fallen Angels, working with a special spiritual force, had controlled the former Son of Light and subdued them both. The so-called first demon-suppressing prison in the Great Thousand Worlds was actually the site of the former angelic holy city. However, under the intervention of the Slaughter Angel, it was utterly destroyed. Those from the angel kingdom who had survived the calamity either perished or were captured by the Slaughter Angel. The king of fallen angels had then led the Night Order against the Slaughter Angel, swearing to protect his bloodline and the Angel Queen. With the help of the power of the Angel Queen and the Night Order, they nearly destroyed the Slaughter Angel, but the latter turned the tables. Using extraordinary divine arts, the Slaughter Angel obliterated the Holy City ruins. In the wake of this, the survivors of the Night Order were cursed, their memories sealed. The king of fallen angels was exiled into the endless space-time rift to await his death. It was during this time that the Earth Protector, leading his army, attacked the Angel Kingdom, which had already fallen under the rule of the Slaughter Angel. The ruins of the Angel Kingdom were sealed off, and those who tried to return were unable to enter. The Angel Kingdom's people were forced to regroup and search for a new home. Since then, the internal animosity towards the Slaughter Angel within the Angel Kingdom had grown, but the Angel Kingdom's ruins had become the first demon-suppressing prison, and the Slaughter Angel's power sword, making him the leader of the 5 dominant angels. No one in the Angel Kingdom dared oppose him. It was at that moment that the king of fallen angels, once closely connected with the Angel Queen, felt a strange shift within his angelic power. Ultimately, he broke through the void and accidentally entered the Netherworld. Driven by desperation and a thirst for vengeance, he absorbed the power of the Netherworld and transformed into the fallen Angel King. Thus, the king of fallen angels was born. Upon entering the Netherworld, his power underwent further mutations. His power bore a resemblance to the rare demon power in the Netherworld, allowing him to absorb and evolve countless undead forces. Among these, many fallen angels swore loyalty to him. Fallen angels are symbols of vengeance. The Black Wings were the most prominent feature of the fallen angels. However, the strongest of his subordinates were only around the 8th reincarnation stage, and most of them were like walking corpses, obeying the fallen Angel King's commands. As for the Death God, after entering the Netherworld, he too benefited from the demonic forces and developed a connection with demon power. And as for the origin of demon power, it likely belonged to the Darkness King, a figure even the Nether King spoke highly of. The king of fallen angels fixed a resentful gaze on the evil army before him. There was no trace of fear in his pupils. Instead, they were filled with an unparalleled madness. Let's settle both old and new scores. The Death God met the king of fallen angels' gaze, and then, with a cold snort from both, an overwhelming killing intent surged through the air like a tangible force, suffusing the entire world. The Death God was draped in a dark, foreboding black robe, surrounded by swirling black energy. Only a pair of blood-red eyes, chilling to the bone, were visible. A massive blood-colored scythe gleamed with endless ghostly light, and few knew the true face hidden beneath the robe. The king of fallen angels, with a handsome face, was radiating an unstoppable killing intent. His angelic wings fluttered slightly behind him, exuding an ominous aura of death. Move aside. Staring at the Death God, the king of fallen angels stood firm, blocking the path of the evil army. The leader of the evil army seemed uninterested in the two of them, his eyes showing a clear impatience. Neither the Death God nor the king of fallen angels made a move. Every gesture seemed to control and direct the vast army of undead below, preparing for an all-out assault at any moment. Your Majesty, please go ahead. These small fry need not trouble you. After a brief hesitation, 2 of the 6 leaders who had already stepped forward spoke slowly, their gloomy voices sweeping through the air. For them, the acquisition of power was unlike that of ordinary people. Rather than through typical cultivation, it seemed to come through constant devouring, rapidly consuming and corroding. The power of the Death God and the king of fallen angels was truly a delicacy for them. If they could devour them, reaching the peak of the 9th reincarnation stage was not out of reach. Very well. Profound Nether Demon Lord, 9E Netherlord, these 2 are yours. We shall go. As they spoke, 4 of the 6 leaders soared into the air, leading a portion of the elite evil army toward the walls of the Netherworld city, clearly heading for the heart of the Netherworld. After all, the dark matter scattered throughout the Netherworld was far too strange. Lingering in this place for too long would be highly disadvantageous to them. The four flew past the block of the king of fallen angels and the death god. Neither of the two attempted to stop them.